Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. So you've been working out, you've been dieting, trying to lose that big old ass stomach, but it ain't coming off. You looking in the mirror after you get done with your workouts, you putting on your favorite outfits and they ain't fitting like you want them to, and you mad, you big mad. Well, in this podcast, I'm gonna break down a couple of the biggest reasons why you're not losing that big old ass stomach. Because I have folks that hit me up all the time in my inbox on social media, Instagram, Facebook. Hey, coach, man, I'm doing everything, but this stomach ain't going there. Coach, what's the best food to eat? Hey, coach, what's the best workout to eat? Well, I'm about to show you what I continue to see, like the most common things that I see that are holding people back from being able to lose that big ass stomach. All right. And so the first thing that I see that's holding a lot of people back is that they're trying to outwork poor nutrition habits. They hitting the gym. Sometimes you guys are hitting the gym more than I hit the gym. You in the gym 6 days a week, 7 days a week. Some of y'all doing 2 times a day. I'm like, damn, are you training for a sport, a football team? What you doing all this for? And they still ain't got no results. If you working out 5, 6, 7 days a week, you should be ripped up. And it tells me something. It's very telling if you still got that big stomach because you're not eating right. Because I know you guys, believe it or not, you can have the best workout plan in the world, but you cannot outwork poor nutrition habits. You can have the best workout plan. I can give you everything to do in the gym, but if you're gonna go home, eat junk food, go home, drink alcohol late at night to try to silence the stress and all the pain that you go through throughout the day just because you just feel like the world is against you. You feel like nobody else ain't going through no stress, but it's just all on you. It's you going through all this stress and pain. No, we all go through it. Some of us just respond to the stress differently. And so if you're binge eating, if you're emotionally eating, if you're not aware of how much you're eating, guys, this is what's causing your stomach to stay big. And this is what'll make it get bigger. Yeah, you didn't think about that. It can get bigger if you keep on heading down this road. And so this is why I always tell folks, your number one priority, if you want to lose that big ass stomach, is dropping your body fat percentage. We do this with exercise, but it's very minimal when it comes to exercise. That's why they call exercise strength training. But nutrition, that's the game. Nutrition is what helps us lower our body fat the fastest without having to kill ourselves, without, believe it or not, without having to starve ourselves. All right, like I've been there, I ain't want to have to starve myself to try to drop the weight, and I was like, I'm having headaches all the time. I'm hungry and angry at the same time, and so you got to have that balance. You got to find the balance of how much you need to eat to not just eat healthy, but also to drop body fat if you want to lose your stomach. That stomach, the big old ass stomach that's hanging over your belt buckle to where you're not proud about what you see in the bathroom mirror, that's fat. All right, you can lose that by eating the right amount of food on a daily basis. So that's the first thing that I see people are doing wrong. It's not just what you're eating, it's how much you are eating. Okay? Now, the second thing that I see a lot of people are just not aware of, and it kind of makes sense in a way because I used to go through it too. I was the person, when I was at Georgia State University, I wanted to get all ripped up and cut up after I got done my, football career. Things that didn't work out for your boy. I walked on at Georgia State University, played football, and it was a really tough time in my life, to be honest. It was really tough. because I didn't get a scholarship. And so I was still trying to make ends meet financially. Plus, wake up super early, go to the football meetings before we hit the football field. And it was just very stressful. And so I found myself, not being able to make it to the pros, not being able to, live out my childhood dreams of playing in the NFL. And once that was over, I was still at Georgia State though. I still had to finish. I still had to graduate, get my degree. And so I was like, man, I'm just about to get ripped up. I'm just about to look the best that I can look. And I found myself, eating turkey burgers, sweet potatoes, what else? Broccoli. And I be eating this quote unquote healthy food all day, every day. And then I look in the mirror, look in the bathroom mirror, I be in the mirror flexing, So, you know what I'm talking about? You be in the bathroom mirror, you be looking at yourself. You like trying to see if I got some progress going on somewhere. But every single time I do it, I'm like, okay, I'm getting stronger. But I don't see my body really just getting all cut up. And guys, I was in shape. I was in sports shape. But I just wasn't cut up like I wanted to be. I wanted my clothes to look a certain way. I wanted my body to look a certain way when I pull my clothes off, when I take my shirt off. You know what I'm talking about now. When you take that shirt off, you want to feel like you that guy. For all my ladies, when you take them clothes off, you want your man to just be like, oh, I see you, baby. You know what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? And so here's the thing. If you just eating healthy, that's cool. You're not supposed to get no pat on the back for being an adult for eating healthy. Because if you overeat on healthy food, you go get bigger. You feeding that big old ass stomach because you eating in excess. You're eating an excess amount of healthy food, which will make your stomach big too. This is why I always say, guys, if you are not tracking, you are slacking. You can use an app like MyFitnessPal. Even when people join my coaching program, I map out their whole nutrition plan, but I still have them track what they're eating. And so that way they are aware of how much they're eating. I don't plan on having my coaching clients for the rest of their life, working with me. I want them to be able to understand how to get the results quickly, but sustain the results long term because they have awareness. The tracking creates awareness. All right, guys? You see what I'm saying? Like when I'm building my business, I don't just throw up posts just to throw up posts and do lives, just to do lives and do podcasts, just to do podcasts. It's important to have the habits, but I'm looking at the numbers too. Because in the numbers don't lie. See, if I'm just throwing up posts and I don't know why the business ain't growing, I don't know why it is growing, that's acting out of emotion. Losing weight is not emotional if you're paying attention to the numbers. How much are you eating? Once you get this part of it, I'm telling you, you don't even have to have the perfect, most healthy diet to lose weight, to get rid of the stomach. You just got to understand how much you're eating and be sensible with the type of foods that you eat. Once you get this part of it, start tracking inside of MyFitnessPal. And one of the greatest things about MyFitnessPal, they have all the foods in there. You go to Chick-fil-A, you be like, oh, okay, let me just put this inside of MyFitnessPal. It show you how many calories in it, how much protein you eat. You go to Longhorn Steakhouse, it even show you how much protein is in the steak that you're eating. How many carbs are in the macaroni and cheese you binging on. What about that sweet tea your ass drinking and make your stomach getting big? It show you all that too. Some of y'all don't even know you getting big as hell because you drinking all these sweet teas and these lemonades. It's important to track it. That way you have awareness around it. Now, the last thing that I see that's holding a lot of people back from being able to lose the big ass stomach, to lose the fupa, lose the muffin top, lose that lower back fat that's hanging over the belt buckle, it's environment. Yeah, it's the environment. See, a lot of people are not aware of this part of it because it's like out of sight is out of mind. You don't really think about it too much. But if you are in a toxic environment, if you're around people who are broke, let's say you want to make more money, but you're around broke folks all the time. You're around folks who are not trying to hustle and get to the bag. Not just make more money, but you might want to take care of your family. You might want to take your family on a nice vacation. You might want your kids to go to school with the most up-to-date clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember at times when I was young, I come from humble beginnings, and some of my pants used to be in the waters. You know what I'm saying? I come from humble beginnings, y'all. So I felt very self-conscious going to school. But by you getting to the bag, you're able to help your kids have more confidence growing up. You see what I'm saying? They look presentable. They look the part. And so here's the thing. If you're in an environment where people are not supporting your enthusiasm to want to lose weight, they're not encouraging you to want to lose weight and lose that big old ass stomach, then you probably not going to want to do it. If you have folks, it's crazy, but you have folks shaming you for wanting to do better. That's one of the craziest things to me. You have people out here, they see you trying to do better, whether it be financially or health-wise, you want to look better, you want to feel better, and they'll shame you. Oh, you doing that healthy diet thing. How that little diet thing going? Oh, you working out? Oh, you must take some steroids. You see how folks will shame you? And to be totally honest with you guys, like some people, they don't want to see you do no better than what they doing. People like to see you, they want to see you do good until you're doing much better than they are. That's one of the things y'all want to pay attention to. And it's not that they bad people, but you just want to be aware of it. And so you could, so that way you could put yourself in an environment that is conducive to helping you get to that next level. This is one of the reasons I have community inside of my coaching program. And so that way you don't need nobody else. You don't need to, if your boo thing don't support you, if your boss at work don't support you. No, come right on inside the Lions Den. And so that way you can see everybody checking in, doing their workouts. You can see everybody who dropping their meals and their photos. And when this happens, when you have a tough day, because this is what happens inside my community, people they have tough days, because we all go have tough days. Even me, I have tough days, most times tough moments. I have maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, but I don't just dwell on it. A lot of people dwell on the negatives for too long, and it spirals out of control into days and weeks, and that ain't it. That ain't it. But when you're in a supportive environment, then what you're gonna notice is that environment remotivates you a lot quicker to get back on track. But when you're not in the right environment, the wrong environment can create hopelessness. The wrong environment can support you, the negative habits that you have. Going back and drinking a whole lot of alcohol, binge eating on food all the time, overindulging in food, just stuffing yourself because you just around people who like to eat all the time. But if you're in the right environment, you will have people who go hold you accountable. Hey man, didn't you say you want to lose that big ass stomach? Why you eating all that? You gonna have folks that go call you out. Cause I call out some of my clients. Hey man, that's too much. You need to cut back on some of that. Hey, why you ain't work out today? You see what I'm saying? You're gonna have that type of accountability. Of course, that takes personal accountability, personal responsibility, but you also want to have people around you in your environment that's gonna hold you accountable, encourage you, motivate you. When you get these things, this is how you lose that big old ass stomach. And these are the reasons why a lot of people are having a hard time losing that big ass stomach. And so take notes on this. Go back, re-listen to this episode of the podcast, because this is a goodie. This is one you want to revisit. All right. But other than that, hope you found the podcast helpful. If you did, be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave your boy a 5-star rating if you find the podcast helpful, man, because I want to get this information out to more people. I want to help more people unbig that big old ass stomach. More people unbig that big old ass back. Because at the time you're making this podcast, we're going to the summertime. Yeah, we're going to the summertime. And you don't want to be that man with man titties or a big old ass stomach. You don't want to be the woman with a big old ass stomach and your bathing suit don't look the way you want it to, boo. I want to help you. This is why I'm here. I'm not the enemy. The belly fat is the enemy. The stomach is the enemy. I'm just here to help you cut the fat. I'm here to help you cut it out. All right. And so that's it. Again, be sure to hit that subscribe button and go ahead and give your boy a 5-star rating. Share the podcast out, because we about to take this motherfucker to the moon. We out. Let's go.